Today, we will talk about how to kill lake weeds. Let's have a look at the details. While there are many benefits to lake weeds and algae, extreme proliferation can cause many problems. When lake weeds cover more than 25% of the lake surface, it is considered dense growth. This can interfere with water recreation, such as boating and swimming. It can also interfere with fishing by producing a foul taste and smell in the water. Most importantly, dense lake weed growth can cause major fish kills by depleting oxygen in the water at night. Make sure to take the proper control measures in your lake or pond to ensure a safe and flourishing aquatic environment. Remember, aquatic vegetation is an important part of the ecosystem. If algae and underwater vegetation have taken over your pond or lake, use controls to restore balance without removing all of your vegetation. The first method is taking preventative measures. Design your lake properly. Many species of lake weeds flourish when they can take root in underlying soil. You can prevent this by creating steep banks on the edge of your lake or pond that descend directly into deep waters. Keep your lake deep. Make sure that your lake maintains a depth of 2 to 3 feet at its most shallow point. This will help prevent weeds from taking root if they continue to proliferate throughout your lake or pond. Create a buffer zone around your lake. Lake weed proliferation is usually caused by an overabundance of nutrients in the surrounding soil. The runoff from fertilizer in the soil feeds these lake weeds and causes them to grow in large numbers. Be proactive. Once you notice a significant lake weed issue, be sure to address it as soon as possible. Continual overgrowth will lead to more serious weed problems. The second method is implementing manual controls. Use a benthic barrier. A benthic barrier is a sheet that lays on the bottom of the lake, preventing sun from reaching the lake bottom, so it kills lake weeds it targets. Remove weeds by hand. You can easily cut up lake weeds from the roots, collect the cut weeds, and remove them from your lake or pond. They can be cut with a sickle or pulled up by hand, then removed from the water with rakes or hose. Use weed removal devices. Depending on the size of your lake or pond and the weeds you are trying to remove, you may need an underwater or motor-driven device. Dredge and deepen the lake. If the weed problem is severe and weeds cover over 25% of the lake surface, consider dredging and deepening the lake. This will remove existing weeds in the bottom layer of sediment, as well as any underlying nutrients that cause weed proliferation. The third method is utilizing proper chemical methods. Choose the correct herbicide. It is necessary to properly identify the weed before purchasing herbicide. Different species and types require different herbicides. Apply under the proper conditions. Herbicides are best applied in late spring when plants are youngest and weakest. Dose properly. Make sure that you are using the proper dose when applying herbicide. Reapply as needed. Herbicides will need to be reapplied in subsequent years to come. And the fourth method is using biological controls. Check your local laws. Depending on the type of biological control that you use, you may need to get a permit from your local Department of Wildlife or Agriculture. Introduce swans to the lake. Mute swans can be released onto small lakes. As they feed on both submerged plants and algae, they may be ideal to control vegetation. Keep in mind that swans require extra care, husbandry, and protection from predators. Release grass carp into the lake, also known as the whitemer. Grass carp feed on the submerged plants in your lake. They are usually introduced into a lake to control vegetation. Research which insects may be helpful. If you want to target a specific weed, you may look into using insects as form of biological control. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you like our videos.